Welcome to or welcome back on our WatchAdvisor on YouTube. It's Alexander speaking, your host, and on your screen you see a new edition of the Blancpain Air Command. The case features a diameter of 36.2 millimeters, so it's a very small chronograph. And the materials Blancpain uses on the left side is titanium grade 23. Yes, 23. That's not a mistake. And on the right side, you see the version in red gold.
Don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell to get our latest notifications.
Titanium grade 23, if you're asking yourself what is the guy talking about, that's not an invention from my side. What is this legendary grade 23 alloy? It is a grade 5 superlative alloy, if you want to call it that way, or a very pure alloy of titanium grade 5. It is also called ALI, meaning titanium grade 5 ALI, and the word or the abbreviation ALI stands for extra low interstitials. So nomen est omen in this case, and yeah, it does tell us that this is a very pure alloy. And how could it be different? Yes, this special alloy comes from medical applications, or from sophisticated mechanical applications. This titanium is very much used in the aeronautical and space industry, so yeah. Titanium grade 23 is also pretty scratch resistable, a 6 on the Mohs scale, so you really get a pretty unique material if you are considering the small 36.2 millimeter air command. But now let me quickly grab the watches and show you all detail. Internally from Blancpain, called the Air Command Petite, in French for small. Yes, this is really the small version. You probably know that there is an air command, and we had a video where Makai Kim personally presented us the watch. And this was a diameter of 42.5 millimeters. And here on your screen, you see now Le Petit, the small one, in a diameter of 36.2 millimeter. The thickness is 11.5 millimeter. So the watch you see in the background, the gold version, features exactly the same measurements. I will therefore not repeat them. So everything I say now also applies for the gold version, of course, not the weight. Yes, there's a difference in weight, but in terms of sizes, there's no difference. The lug to lug distance I measured is 43 millimeter. In between the lugs you have 18 millimeter. And now let me take the gold version and show you this quickly and also talk about the weight. The entire watch, as you see it now on your screen from left to right or right to left, the gold watch, has a weight of 84 grams. And the titanium version has a weight of only 50 grams. So that's something on your wrist you don't even feel after wearing it a while. So it's not only very small, you can't almost see it, but no, I'm joking. You of course see it, but it's a tiny chronograph. And it's very light, 50 grams. So the question now is, in Europe, I would definitively say this is a watch that is or will be very much appreciated by women, not so much by men. Probably this will be the favorite edition for women in Europe with its red gold case. Very nice with matte surfaces, almost matte surfaces. There are some polished parts here on, you see this is a polished part, but the rest of the case is matte. The push pieces, they are polished too, but the rest is matte. And a very nice watch, I would say, for a woman. But in other continents or elsewhere, this could also be a very beautiful watch for a man. Yes, small wrist, why not? Absolutely in line with the DNA of the Air Command. It is smaller than the original Air Command. Yes, the other one was bigger than the original Air Command. So this is now the answer or the offer coming from Blancpain for those who are seeking for a small, not to say very small version of a legendary chronograph. The small air command is powered by a Blancpain movement called F like Foxtrot 188, B like Bravo, F188 Bravo. It is a 3 Hertz chronograph, 21,600 semi-oscillation of the balance wheel, including a silicone air spring, of course, and it is an automatic movement. You see here, here's the automatic rotor. The gold version features a different rotor than the titanium version. It's the same in principle because this is 18 karat gold. So it is just in 18 karat gold and left in the color of gold. So that perfectly matches the case. And with the titanium version, it is also a massive 18 karat gold winding rotor, but it has been surface treated for a more decent look. Imagine if you would turn the titanium version around and then you will all of a sudden see this kind of gold rotor. You wouldn't be happy, I think, but it is perfectly readable here, 18 karat gold. So same, just different colors. And it is a column wheel chronograph operated by a column wheel. And yes, the watch features a flyback function, so you may at any time during the chronograph is activated and in use do a reset and start without the need of first stopping it. This will be stop and start. And what you normally do in such a case, if it's not a flyback chronograph, you have to stop the chronograph, you have to reset the chronograph and then start the chronograph again. But with a flyback function, what you can do is immediately reset and restart if you need to do a timing that starts exactly in the minute when the other stops. So watch closely what happens, reset and 0. When I release the reset button at 4 o'clock, it will start. So you can reset, start, or you just push and it restarts immediately. Same, of course, yes, I show it. So some will say, is it also available in the gold version? I told you, everything is the same. It's just the materials of the cases that make the difference, but the rest is the same. And you see the central second hand is reaching 10, and I will do the flyback. You see, flyback and the watch restarts. And of course you can stop and reset, of course. What do we see on the dial of the air command? There is no running second, but what you can do is, of course, you can start the chrono and use it as your running second. Nothing will happen. The chronograph is able to handle this, so you can keep it running all the time without harming the movement. What we have is a 30-minute counter and a 12-hour counter, but as I said it, there is no running second. There is no hacking seconds as well. I can show you this. If you pull out the crown in the time setting position, what you see, the chronograph continues to, or the chronograph hand continues to swipe over the dial. There is no hacking seconds. But what is interesting, and please, little excursion, and I very much like this, it's kind of sentimental what I see here on the dial. Exactly now when Mr. Central Second Hand is swiping over the 30-minute counter, but what you see here are larger indications for 3, 6, and 9. 3, 6, and 9. And what are these? No, they are not for measuring blood circulation or anything like this. This remembers us of the time when you needed to insert the next quarter when you were using a public telephone cabin cell phone. You know, I've arrived in 2023. There are no more telephone cabins or public telephones, almost none. So when you were starting a telephone call, you started your chrono and you would know 3, 6, and 9 when the next quarter should be inserted into the telephone. Just a little excursion on the memory lane. Both air command chronographs feature a bezel that turns in both sensors. Yes, it's not a diver, so there is no problem if it does. 120 clicks. And there is a blue ceramic inlay. That's a blue ceramic inlay. And you will see, you will like the loom shot. Everything you see right now is also visible in darkness. So pretty nice. Looking also in the darkness, what you say. Haha, very nice. And what else do these watches feature? They do have a tachymeter scale. That's on the outer side, of the dial. And also something I would like to mention is the fact that the graduation linked to the chronograph is done correctly, and this is wonderful since, yeah, this is not always the case. I have to say, with a chronograph, sometimes the graduation is wrong. So when the central second hand swipes here over the dial with 1/6 of a second, you can also make readings because you have two little dots in between the seconds. And for counting the 1/6 of a second, you start with beside it, on it, beside it, on it, beside it, and you get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it's 1/6 of a second, and this is the speed of the central second hand. I told you first it's 21,603 hertz movement, and yes, then the central second hand swipes over the dial with the speed of 1/6 of a second. The pin buckles are, of course, also made of the same material as the case, and you can read here titanium Ti23. That's the legendary titanium grade 23, a derivative of titanium grade 5. And as well, if I take the pin buckle from the gold version, you can see all the hallmarks, the necessary hallmarks. It is, of course, 18 karat red gold, as the case is, and of course, the case does also feature all the hallmarks it needs. So you really get 18 karat gold. By the way, how do you like the view on the movement? Nice? I would say yes. I would say this is really a watch that at least Europe or Austria, Germany would look really excellent on a woman's wrist. But I don't say that the man can't wear it. It's just small. Look at the wrist shots. I have a 17 centimeter, 6.7 inches wrist. I would say a little bit too small for my wrist. But, funny enough, I really like the size. I'm normally someone who is very much into huge or big watches, but I really like this chronograph. It's nice. More I see, to fall in love with it. Good to know is that both watches you actually see on your screen are not limited, so it's a normal production. It is limited due to production in a certain way, but there is no limitation, so the watch will be in the collection for a longer time. And price-wise, the titanium grade 23 edition is sold for 17,400 euro, including 19% VAT. And the 18 karat red gold version, as you see it here on your screen, is sold for 28,210. 28,210 euro, as well, including 19% VAT. What else do I want to say? The most important thing now is, or what I'm looking for, are your comments, because I'm really interested to learn from you. Would you consider this chronograph with a diameter of 36.2 millimeter to be a chronograph that a man can wear? Yes or no? Would you say that this is the ideal, best looking, for a long time, best looking, understated chronograph we have seen on a women's wrist? Oh, that's me. I would vote for this choice. We have a women's wrist shot too. And look, aren't these watches looking gorgeous on a women's wrist? Isn't this so refreshingly different to the normal things we see on a women's wrist? It is. I have to say it is. Okay, your opinion counts. Use the comment section, ask me questions, etc., etc. I hope you liked the video. Stay safe and sound. Be back soon on our channel because there is much more to come, also from Blancpain. Bye-bye.